In this video, we're going to be looking at 10 hardy perennials that you can start in November, following on from my 10 hardy annuals that you can start in November. So this is the perennials. The difference between annuals and perennials is that perennials flower every year. Annuals basically just flower the one time, set seed, and then die. So perennials are a great one to start because they will, once you get them established, they're just going to grow and get bigger and thrive in your garden, and they're going to flower every year without you having to sow them every year. And often with them, you can split them and divide them into more and more plants as well. So they're absolutely fantastic to start from seed, but they do take a little bit longer. And of course, because they're hardy perennials, then they will be able to survive through the winter, even if they germinate now. And as with your hardy annuals, if they don't germinate, don't discard them. Sometimes the seeds do need that period of winter to condition them. So the wet, the cold, the freezing, then the defrosting, that often conditions the seed ready for when the warmer weather starts. Then they'll germinate and take off. But they may still germinate now. That's why we're sowing them now, to get a head start. All I'm saying is if they don't germinate, don't throw them away. Wait until spring at the very least before you decide if they didn't work. Some of these seeds do need that period of cold stratification. If you want to see my hardy annual video, I'm going to put the link to that video in the description. Okay, so let's get into it. Number one is lupin. For anyone who doesn't know, they are like a tall spire, a classic garden, cottage garden plant, come in a variety of colours depending on whatever your scheme is. They make an excellent cut flower as well. They're pollinator friendly and they'll come back year after year. Number two is delphiniums. Beautiful, gorgeous delphiniums. I love them. I grow them every year in my garden. I have accidentally dug them up before. After having once got them established, I went and dug them up when I was changing my borders over, much to my frustration. So I've had to start them again. But the reason why these are good to start now is because they really do take a while to germinate, and they may well need this whole winter period to just condition them to get going. But if you start them now, they're going to be out there in the winter getting all the rain and the cold and the frost, and this is going to be conditioning them ready to grow. So by sowing them now, you either get them to germinate earlier, which is a bonus, and if they don't, then they need that period outside anyway to be ready to germinate in the warmer weather. So start them now and be patient. Number three is Aquilegia. Aquilegia is a really great one to divide now as well. If you have some established, then you can divide it and move it around the garden and put it in different spots, which I've done a couple of years ago now. They're starting to establish in spots all over the garden. You can also collect the seeds if you've got some already. The seeds are just, there's so many of them. They're super easy to collect. If you have collected the seeds, then now is a really good time to start them, getting them ready for spring. So they will either germinate now. I have some that have self-seed and they germinate now this side of the winter, and then some that won't pop up until the weather gets warmer. So that's why we sow them now, to give ourselves the options. Some seeds will be primed, ready to grow now. Some need to be outside in that weather, tumultuous weather, winter weather, conditioning and getting ready for the warmer weather. And then you'll start to see the little baby Aquilegia plants leaves popping up in the spring. Number four is Echinacea. So I've got some little pink ones that I've already sown, and they're getting going again. I'm doing them in the bottle, so they are getting a little bit of protection from the worst of the weather, but they're still outside. So you can put them outside or in a greenhouse, but give them a little bit of protection from the worst of the wind and even the birds, to be honest, and actually the slugs. I find the bottles even protect them from the slugs. So they're really good, these bottles. Anyhow, I've already started mine, but I will be doing some more. I've tried some different varieties this year because I want to use them as cut flowers as well. They make excellent cut flowers. So now is a really good time to start Echinacea. Number five is Verbena bonarensis, and this is the one that the butterflies absolutely love. It's very tall, it's on very sturdy, sort of strong stems. They branch, and then you get these little purple sort of fluffs of flower that look a little bit like buddleia flowers, but they're obviously not a buddleia. But the little tiny clusters of flower heads look similar to the ones you see on those buddleia cone flowers. But again, these ones may not actually germinate in spring, but the reason you're going to start them now is so that they have those winter conditions which prime them ready for germination in the warmer weather. But as I say, you may get some of them may in fact germinate now. Number 6 is hollyhock again. Hollyhock again is one that's going to take quite a long time to flower. It's not going to flower until later in the summer as well. So by starting it now, if it does decide to germinate, you get a bit of a head start. You get a slightly stronger plant, which will take off in the spring. But again, like as with all these perennials I'm talking about now, if it doesn't germinate, don't throw it out until at least April or May, and then you'll know if it hasn't germinated by then. If it doesn't germinate now or this side of Christmas, that doesn't mean it's not going to germinate. It just means it needs more winter time to condition the seeds ready for germination. So please be patient with all these perennials. Number 7 is Rudbeckia, Black-Eyed Susan, and this is the one that flowers in the autumn. So if you want to see my video on all the flowers that look great right up until the winter, then check out the video 10 cottage garden plants that keep going till winter, and I will link that video in the description. And Rudbeckia is one of those plants. Cool conditions actually really help it germinate. It gives it a more robust and stocky, healthy seedlings rather than those kind of leggy ones that you sort of don't know if they're going to survive. And then once they're established, they're going to flower from midsummer right up until autumn. So they're a really great one to get established now. Number 8 is Digitalis Foxglove. Again, another lovely cut flower one for the bees. The bees absolutely love those little towering bells falling down. They absolutely love going in and out of those bells. They will self-seed in nature, so that's fine. And they drop their seeds later in the year and then over winter. And some will germinate into tiny rosettes and the others will germinate in the warmer weather the following sort of after Christmas when spring starts to approach and things start to get a bit warmer. But it won't do any harm to sow them all now so that you can get a variety. Some will come up and you can pot those on, and then some will wait till the spring to get going. So again, foxgloves, a really nice one to germinate now. Number 9 is Achillea, Yarrow. Now I've already divided some Achillea from old plants that I have, but I like to grow new varieties. Last year I grew Achillea the Pearl, so that was a really beautiful little plant. In fact, it was 2 years ago now because I've already even divided that one as well. So Achillea, you know, it looks a bit like a weed, some of the varieties, but they've kind of hybridized it now so that it comes in all these gorgeous colors with all these different flower heads, and it makes an absolutely excellent cut flower, which I think is the main reason it's been hybridized. And it looks great in the cottage garden, and it's a pollinator star. The pollinators love it. And it's just great to start now. And of course, you'll have it year after year. It just gets bigger and bigger and bigger every year. So you'll be able to divide it into different plants and have it all over the garden. So I definitely recommend you starting Achillea now. And then the last one, number 10, is a sweet rocket. And I absolutely love this because it comes up fairly early. It starts to flower robustly in May. Well, I suppose it depends how big your plant is. So if you're starting them now in November, yeah, you could possibly have flowers by May as long as they germinate, but they may also, like the other perennials, germinate in spring. But what you get is you get these lovely sort of glowing heads of flowers. They are so unbelievably cottagey. They're gorgeous and they're slightly scented. And when you get a big mass of them, they actually have quite a powerful scent. And I just really love them. They last really well in a vase. They look great in bouquets because they just add a sort of airy lightness to the cottage garden bouquets if you like that kind of style. So please have a go at those. Word of warning, it can really take off in your garden, but it's one of those ones you can just dig it up and divide it if it's too, make it smaller if it's got too big. So Sweet Rocket, definitely. You can get it in white and pink. I prefer, was kind of a purpley colour. I prefer the white. That's my favourite. All right, I hope this video helps. I hope it's inspired you to do some sewing. And if it has, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share with your friends. Apparently there's this hype thing now. You can hype my videos if you find them really helpful. And also don't forget to join our Friday gardening club at 5 p.m. GMT, where live chat is enabled so we can all meet up in the comments. Thanks for watching. See you again soon. Bye.